All right, Matt the Mortgage Guy. In today's video, I'm going to talk about getting your offer accepted on a house. Now, in 2021, it's highly competitive. So this question comes up more often than not. I probably have hundreds and hundreds of comments on YouTube where people are asking, hey, I did this or I did that, haven't got my offer accepted. We put in 10 offers, we put in 12 offers. I'm dealing with the same stuff. My local market, Northern California, and dealing with buyers all up and down California. Folks are having a hard time getting accepted. So they want to know, what can I do? What are you seeing with other offers? Being in the position I'm in as a mortgage broker, working with hundreds of clients, I get to see why some people have success, why others don't. Sometimes it's luck. Sometimes it's, certain properties or certain price demographics and things like that. But in this video, I'm going to dive into what I believe are the most important things and stuff that you should take into consideration and try to game plan for as a buyer. And not just this market, but any market. This is how you, create a little bit of competitive advantage as a buyer. So before I get into it, if you like straightforward real estate finance, mortgage, real estate investing, that type of content, please consider subscribing. Smash the like button. It does something. There's some algorithm that YouTube uses. And so let's get this out to as many people as possible. So enough about that. First and foremost, I think this is of utmost importance: a great realtor and a great lender. Now, let me explain that in a little bit of detail. When you are offering on a house, your realtor's ability to communicate and talk with the listing agent is going to help you decide, how much do I need to offer? What type of details do I need to put in my offer that are going to be attractive to the seller? Because every seller is different. Put yourself in the shoes of the seller. If you're moving out of state and you need to close quickly, if you need every last dollar money-wise for whatever reason, it's going to be different for different sellers. And so here's something that will give you a little bit of hope if you're in a highly competitive market where you haven't had luck. Talking to listing agents and realtors that are on the side where the people are selling, I can tell you that 2/3 of offers that are being submitted either without talking to the listing agent, without regard to the notes that the agent has put in the MLS or whatever system that your local area is using. And so 2/3 of offers really have no chance because they haven't been specifically tailored to meet the needs of the seller. So when you compete against 15 offers, you're really only competing against 5. And trust me, I've talked to dozens of realtors. This is fairly common. So having a great realtor that's able, on your behalf, call up and have a good conversation with the list side and say, what does your seller need? Also, along with that, if you have a great realtor with a great reputation, more than likely the listing agent has a few to choose from that are really close. If you're really close and your offer is neck and neck with a few other offers, the realtor is going to advise the seller, hey, listen, we've got offers A, B, and C are really close. I know this agent. They're great. They're great to work with. They communicate great. I had great conversations with them when we were talking about putting this deal together. They communicated that the buyer is super serious, has a bunch of money, and is not going to let this thing fall out of contract if the appraisal comes short. All those other things, right? That's very important. And the lender is just assisting the realtor in communicating all this stuff to the seller. And so the lender is able to call on your behalf after the offer is submitted. Hey, it's Matt. I just wanted to call Susie Q, submit an offer for Mary Jane on 123 Main Street. I just want to let you know, great clients. I've got the full file. I'm ready to get going. W-2 employees, 800 credit score. We got verified money in the bank. This thing is going to be a walk in the park. I'll get it closed for you in 20 days. Your sellers will be paid and off to Idaho. Whatever the deal is, right? Having the realtor and lender have those conversations and communicate really well the strength of the buyer, the buyer's, the buyer knows what will happen if the appraisal comes short. I'll get into that later. All this kind of stuff just puts the seller at ease, right? So that is the first thing that comes to mind for me because it's that important. Address appraisal. In today's market where appraisals are coming in short because people are bidding up properties, if you don't address this in your offer, hey, I'm willing to pay $20,000 above appraised value. I'm willing to pay $30,000 above appraised value. I'm waiving the appraisal contingency. It means whatever appraised that I'm willing to pay. If this is not in your offer, any agent who is on the list side, who's done the business and understands what's going on, is going to not recommend this as an offer that their seller accepts. Because no matter how high you are, if you don't address what you're going to do in the case that the appraisal comes in light, it's going to be risky for the seller. So your offer's $500,000, but you haven't put anything in there about the appraisal. Somebody offers $480,000, says I'm going to waive the appraisal contingency. If the appraisal comes in at $450,000, that $480,000 offer is more attractive because they've said up front, no matter what it appraises at, we're going to pay you $480,000. Whereas that $500,000 offer just said $500,000, that's what we're offering. Appraisal comes in light, renegotiation, the thing can fall apart, right? And that's not what sellers want in this market. They've got way too much to choose from to choose an offer that might fall apart. Contingency periods. Contingency periods are, you've got so many days to inspect, and then that contingency goes away. You've got so many days for your loan contingency. You got so many days for your appraisal contingency. Now I'll explain what that means for people that are like, what the heck does contingency mean? In your contract, we've got 10 days to do our inspections, and then we have to release that inspection contingency. Meaning in those first 10 days, something goes wrong with your inspection. Hey, there's a foundation issue, there's a sewer issue, I'm backing out. I don't want to buy this house. Okay, your earnest money deposit gets refunded. You're all good. Those contingency periods might be inspection, might be loan, might be appraisal, and you're either going to shorten those so the seller knows that you're all in and don't have anything to fall back on sooner in the process, or in a lot of cases, you're waiving them altogether. The appraisal contingency is getting waived. I'll tell you that. For really strong buyers who are able to waive the loan contingency, they'll talk to me and I'll say, you can waive it. Your loan's not going to get denied unless something changes. You quit your job or you blow all your money in Vegas. Inspection contingency, I don't see many realtors that are comfortable telling their clients to waive that because you do want to inspect. But maybe you got to make it 7 days, and maybe you got to have somebody on standby who can come through and walk through the house. But those things are important because it gives the seller peace of mind. Peace of mind is what the seller wants. Peace of mind if the appraisal comes in short, peace of mind that within a certain number of days, this stuff is released. Your earnest money is now theirs if you cancel. The sooner the better for most sellers. And then lastly, the seller's net. And the seller's net is up there instead of just saying the highest price, because as you would imagine, most people, for whatever the need is, whether they're buying forward or whatever, are looking at different offers and they want to get the most money. The most money isn't necessarily 500 is higher than 490 if 490 offers to pay all the fees, the buying agent throws in some of their commission. There's all kinds of different stuff that can go on where a 495 might be to 500 or a 580 might be to 585 because more fees are being paid, and most agents are going to take the seller's net into consideration, which means everything. How the fees are being divided along with the price and ultimately what the seller is going to net, their net proceeds. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions at all for me, I'm happy to help. I have just an amazing network of awesome realtors. So when people reach out to me and, anywhere in California, but especially in Northern California where I've got more contacts and more of a network, if you're not paired with a great agent, I'm happy to connect you. And in the past, I've had buyers who didn't have luck who called me and said, I'm really serious about buying. I want an agent who's a bulldog, who can get me an offer accepted in this market. I know what it takes. I'm willing to do it. I've handed them off to amazing realtors, and I'm proud of those amazing realtors I refer the deals to because they get folks into contract on a home they really want in a short period of time. So Matt, M-A-T-T, at mattthemortgageguy.com. Reach out. I'm happy to help. Thanks for watching.